Hey there, it's Trisha, and I wanted to go over a couple setups from Friday, October 2nd. I did trade in the morning on Friday. And if you'd like to find more out about the setups that we use, you can go to www.easyemintrade.com. They are very conservative ways of trading the S&P E-minis, and I hope it helps. Actually, also I want to tell everyone that we are going to have an upcoming webinar on Thursday, October 22nd, and we'll go over all the setups. We'll actually go over the two setups that are in the ebook, and also am hoping to go over two additional setups that we've been testing. And you can just go to the website www.easyemintrade.com and click on the tab for the webinar, and it'll give you the information. So we had this squeeze setting up here at about 10:01. We did have a news item come out at 10 o'clock, and so just up to you as to how close after a market moving item you're willing to trade. But with that said, you have the squeeze firing off at just about 10 o'clock, and you'll notice over here on my broader view of the market, I have not closed above this moving average. And typically I don't mind if I'm not closed above the purple moving average, as long as I've got room to that above me. And in this case, of course, I don't. So for me, what I would want if I was looking to take this trade is I would want to get closed above this moving average here, and then I would look for a setup. So this one here is not one that I'm interested in. Also very close after the news item, but regardless, I'm not interested because it didn't close on my longer tick chart. And we're in, basically you could see we're just in a sideways range. So when we get this squeeze firing off short, I'm not necessarily interested in it yet, because now we're not closed below the moving averages, as you can see on the chart all the way to the left. So nothing there I can really do. Right here you'll see that we had a trend line break, and it's picture perfect. Everything's in line. By the time this bar closes, we're closed above both moving averages. We are in line here on our indicator, so everything is in line to take that. The only issue that I would have is that it was going to have to be a pretty large stop. So with that said, we have a squeeze firing off at the exact same time. So when this bar closes, we are closed right there. So basically on our second blue dot. So you would have an option here. You'd have an option to either enter in above the bar on the trend line break after it closed, or after that bar closed you could take the squeeze. Anytime I can, I'm going to opt for the squeeze, just because I would prefer to take it off the smaller tick chart because I could manage it a little tighter. So entry here was at 10. It's funny because the time was 10:22 and the entry was 10:22. So enter there at 10:22, and my first target is +1. Once I get my +1, I move my stop to my entry of 10:22. So I know that I've got this low from Thursday right above me here at 10:24.50. So I do have room above me to get my 2 points as well. So after I move my stop to my entry at 10:22, I get my +2. Then what I do is I move my stop to +1 on my final third. Once I break above this low from Thursday, then what I did was I moved my stop, just below that area, 10:24.25, in hopes that if it did go higher, I could trail stop using pivot lows, and actually broke back down below that low. So stopped out on my final third at 10:24.25. So +1, +2, and then stopped out for a little better than 2 on my final third. And of course, if you're not trading multiple contracts, then obviously you're not going to be exiting in multiple stages. You can exit all at once. So just again, knowing what is above your head, just have realistic targets, and that will help for you not to sit in a trade and let it turn into a loser. The other option is that you could always trail stop using pivot lows. when you're trading one contract, I would definitely suggest just shooting for, +1 or +1.5 or something along those lines. And then when you're able to trade more than one contract, you'll find it'll be a lot easier, to take your profits, because now you can still sit there profitable, and then on your remaining contracts, you'll be sitting there break even, so you've got nothing to lose. So after that, we get above the low, and then of course we break back down below the low. Now I'm not looking for any shorts yet, because we're in an uptrend right here. So nothing that I'm interested in on the short side, at least using these two setups that we use. Then that was it for me. I was done by 11:30, so nothing else that I really could take. I'll point this out here. You have a squeeze firing off here at 11:30. But notice you have a squeeze firing off long and you're right below the low. So nothing that you want to do there anyway. You're not in line here on your indicator. This is the bar here where it's forming. So nothing here that you really wanted to do long at that point in time. And you don't want to take a short because you're going to be coming up to a support area. So you would have to get close below this area here and then look for a short squeeze. So I hope that helps. And if you were interested in finding out about the webinar, it's going to be on October 22nd at 8 p.m. Eastern, and you can just go to the website www.easyemintrade.com and just go to the tab for webinar October 22nd, and then it'll have all the information on there. And we will be definitely going over the setups that we're currently trading in the ebook, and then we have two that we've been testing. One we've been testing for a while, and another one we've become interested in over the last month or so, using Keltner channels. And anyway, so if you want to attend, just make sure that you check it out. Seating will be limited, so just maybe we'll have to do another one if it fills up too quickly. But anyway, we'll just see how it all goes. So I hope that helps, and we'll see you tomorrow.